Smoke weed every day.
Presented by GBD Media.
Let's get ready to rumble! Hey, what happened?
Prepare to be astonished.
What are you people? On dope?
You again?
Hey, what happened? What happened? Somebody call my mother.
You're fired.
Yeah. The weekend's over and we're here on a Monday night. We're in studio, sweating our nads off again. But we're going to have a good night. Hey, if you're listening, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And yo, YouTube subscribers, hint, subscribe, or you're not a subscriber. All right. Boys, I think we're going to have a good show. As you can hear, we've got some new music going. My boys are in the house. Nolan and Riley.
Yo, yo.
Yo, yo.
Let's begin. Boys, how you doing?
Doing good, Mick. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm probably doing a little bit better than you.
It's been a day.
It's been a day?
It's been a day.
The first question Riley and I would like to know is, how's your tush?
Yeah.
I'm sitting comfortably. You know,
Everything came
Ring
out
of
okay?
fire, eh?
it happens. It happens. We've all been there. 'Cause don't lie.
I love it.
We all know.
So Riley and I we were here last, what was it, Friday?
Yeah,
we
it was
were
I'd say it's Friday.
And
It was Friday.
when you had called in sick, we were saying, you know what? We thought we'd be the first ones to call in
Honestly,
sick.
yeah.
It definitely
for me.
couldn't have been
Definitely me for
Nolan,
sure.
right? So I said, let's call him out on it on the show.
Yeah.
So we
yeah.
tried, and your response was, "Do you want proof?"
You know what? When you guys called, I
yeah.
knew it. I said to Sabrina, I said, shit. I said, they're calling me live.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I should go to the washroom now and answer the phone.
That would have been good.
I said that too. I'm like, honestly, he's not going to answer because he knows exactly what
You
we're
know
up
what?
to.
You know
He
what
knows
would have been
exactly
way
what we're
better
up
is
to.
if you would have went by your speaker or something and just blared the music. Can't hear you, man. We're at a party, man. Oh shit, Mick, forget it. Never mind. Hang up. Yeah, that was good. So, so you're all recovered. You're diarrhea free.
I feel great. About 10 pounds lighter.
Hey, man,
feel like
Pepto.
a champ.
Yeah. Hey, we were talking earlier, and I want you to tell the story because it's a pretty cool story. I don't know if we brought it up on the show before, but you have a little guy named Oakley that I used to watch, and you went home one night and got into an accident after leaving from my house. Very lucky to be alive.
Yep. The newspaper called us the Christmas miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the car was totaled. This happened on the 401, like a major highway.
Yeah, we shut down that 401 for a good 5 hours. And you know what?
Jesus.
I finally found out why. Never understood why these accidents happen. They clear the wreck off the highway or wherever it is, but there's no movement. And I finally got to understand why. So as it turns out, before I tell you what happened, I'm lying there in the hospital, and I have an OPP officer. He's like on security watch. He just wouldn't leave my room. He just stood there over me and just waited for hours and hours and hours while I'm going through MRIs and CAT scans and all these things. And I asked him, I said, why are you still here?
Yeah, really.
And he says, I'm waiting to get your final diagnosis and see if they're going to airlift you to Sunnybrook. And I said, well, why? He says, because...
They think you were brain dead?
No. They
Sabrina
knew this
think
already.
you were brain dead?
She absolutely knows I'm brain dead. But they kept the 401 closed because until they know my exact situation, it could change the charges that were being laid against the driver. Depending on my severity. So until there was a final diagnosis on what my condition was, it's still it's a crime scene.
He could have potentially done jail time if you had lost your life.
Yeah, exactly. So interesting as to why sometimes the wreck's cleared, but for hours they hold up the traffic. It's because it's of that severity, and they're waiting to find out what level of charges they're going to be laying. Funny enough, I never knew that. But yeah,
That's crazy.
We left your house. It was actually our moving day from Bowmanville to Coburg.
A sad day for me, kind of a bittersweet thing, right?
Yeah, because
But who knew, like, how close we'd become? And
No.
look at this, now doing a pod together.
Yeah,
I'm just here.
Which is, you know what?
Riley's just in the background.
I'm just in the
It
back.
He's too ugly to be on the camera.
Hey, man.
We
Thank
love
God.
you, Riley. We do, buddy.
I'm behind the scenes.
But
Yeah.
you know what? It to me, like when you proposed the idea, it wasn't so far fetched. It's just like
No.
I don't know. You and I just hit it off right away.
Yeah.
But
we have a lot of same similarities when it comes to sports. Like we have a lot in common.
oh yeah.
So for us to kind of connect and do something like this,
It's not how many
It's not
times I
far-fetched, yeah.
pick up or drop off Oakley and it turned into a half-hour conversation about whatever.
shit, might as well record it, right?
Right. So yeah, we left. We picked up Oakley. It was our last run from Bowmanville to Coburg with some small stuff in the car, and we
Yep.
grabbed Oakley, and we're.
I think you actually owe me a cheese bone from still then.
it's somewhere on the 401.
It's in the bush. I'll go.
It's in the bush somewhere, buddy.
I'll go trailing the leaves for it.
That's
See if
right.
I
You
can find
gave it to
it.
him as this
God.
little going
Yeah.
away gift. So we left,
Poor
and
guy.
it was December. It was December 16th. So it was 5:00. So it's pitch dark out, like it's nighttime. And we're just passing through Port Hope. We're like 2 exits away from where we're getting off. And it was clear out, no problems. And then out of nowhere, there's a tire rolling right at me. And it came off one of
Holy
those.
shit.
It came off one of those Sprinter vans. And because it's what it sounded like.
Oh, my God.
And because there's no lights on the 401 in that stretch, it just appeared. And by that time,
Crazy.
Too late.
It's too late. And the only thing to do is say, I'm going through it, and it's going to be rough, it's going to be bumpy, and then I'm going to have to keep control of the car. Well, what happened is I went through it all right, but it launched us 15 feet up in the air like a projectile missile. And then we nosedived right down and went front over back 2 times and then side over side 3 times, landed upside down. Our 6-month-old puppy, Oakley, who we just picked up from you at some point, where we don't know, but he got ejected out of the car on the 401. From what we understand, actually, the OPP was fielding calls at first, not about us, about a puppy
Looking for a dog.
running
Or
down
running the highway.
down the 401.
Oh, my God.
So he got ejected. He ended up with a really bad laceration and a broken paw, but he I guess out of shock, he ran up along the side of the 401 up an embankment to an overpass, Cranberry Road.
Yep.
And some guy in a pickup was good enough to stop and see him and look down, saw all the lights and the sirens, and said, oh my God, here's this dog covered in blood, and brought him down, and we thought he was gone for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
You
how do
know?
you not think that? Like, after a car flipping that many times and a dog being
You know what?
What are the odds?
I was in so much shock. It didn't even occur to me that Oakley was in the back until Sabrina started freaking out and running
Where's the
back
dog?
onto the highway. Oakley. And I pulled her back, and I went and looked, and the back was like gone. I was like, he's gone. Like, there's no way. There's no way he survived this. And sure enough, this guy
That's
shows
gotta-
up with
oh
Oakley.
my God.
And it was great.
So when you had the accident and you're thinking Oakley is gone now,
Mm-hmm.
how soon did you know that somebody did have him? Like, was it minutes?
It was a while. It was a while because Sabrina started saying Oakley. After I
So
was pulled
you
out of the
guys
car.
have that feeling in your heart now that he is gone.
He's gone.
You've been broke now. Oh my God.
I've resigned to the fact he's gone, and I'm gonna suck it up right now because she's melting down.
devastated. Yeah.
Right, I'll melt down later.
Yeah.
And it was horrifying.
Oh.
And when he showed up, it was such a relief. But you know what? Northumberland paramedics, God bless them, two ambulance show up, right?
Yep.
And I guess the idea was one for me, one for Sabrina. And somehow Sabrina was, other than some bad bruises, she wasn't cut anywhere. I'm bleeding
She's
everywhere.
invincible.
Yeah, I'm bleeding everywhere. So they put us both in one ambulance, and the other medic he's a dog fanatic. He took Oakley in the ambulance and drove him up to emergency hospital in Peterborough.
Nice.
Yeah, in a human ambulance. So
How much has that dog cost you now? You've got to be, oh my, I couldn't even imagine.
that his ordeal from the accident, because he was 6 months, so every week we had to have the cast changed. That went on for like 8 weeks because he's growing so much.
Yeah.
And then the X-rays and everything, the IV, everything he went through, I think that ended up costing us somewhere around $3,500.
Oh, you know what? That's actually south of what I thought.
Considering what happened in the emergency and the emergency hospital, because you know how they can get nuts.
Oh my God, yeah.
But they were really, really, really good about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they were amazing. Like
That's good. I wonder if they kind of, because I don't know if you ever go in and you've had a car wrecked and you've got to go in and if you get body work done, they'll say, are you going through insurance or are you paying for it on your own? If you're paying on your own, it's real cheap. If you're going through insurance, through the roof.
That's right, because they know they're going to pay.
Yeah.
I remember when I guess they had towed it to a wreckers in Port Hope, was the closest one, and they were waiting for the adjuster to come see it. So about a week before the adjuster was going to come and they were going to remove the car from the premises, they suggested I go if there was anything in there, that they got off the 401, they throw back in there that I could salvage.
Yep.
So I had a friend take me over, and I remember walking into the office there, or the records, and I was like, yeah, I'm the guy here for the Equinox that was brought in the other day. She goes, oh, did you know the driver? I said,
Oh my God.
I said, I am the driver. She goes, that's impossible. She goes, have you seen that car? And in my mind, yeah, obviously, but when I went out and saw it again, not in a state of shock,
man.
I almost started crying because I'm like, oh my God.
It's crazy.
Wow.
I don't know how.
It's a pretty amazing story.
That is amazing.
So we're lucky. We're blessed. Yeah, I got a second chance.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
both did. Somebody was
So
definitely.
you're
watching
taking your
us.
second chance and joining me and doing a podcast.
Hey,
The
not everyone
crazy
makes the right choices in life, but you know what?
mental case.
Let's do it.
How are you guys doing with the whole COVID thing? Are you guys like mentally? Is everybody good? Because you guys know I talk to you guys a lot. And I'll text you guys back and forth, and I've told people on the show that I will be completely upfront and honest when it comes to this show. That's the only way this is going to work. So yeah, I've had a couple of bad days, but I also I don't know if I've asked you guys enough. Like, are you guys doing good? Do you have your moments, or
I think too much.
You think too much?
I'm thinking a lot.
Now, what is your vice? Like, do you? My vice is obviously this. This keeps me busy, 24/7. Melanie will tell you she goes, your brain has not shut off when it comes to the pocket. I'm either thinking, who can I get on? What are we going to talk about? Who do I have to email next? Like I'm always thinking of something, right? Or decorating in here. And if you guys are watching, you can see the walls are kind of bare in here tonight since the last one.
Renovating.
So we're renovating, yes. We're going to put up some nice stonework, some custom-made stonework by Michael Williamson. A little shout-out there for Michael Williamson. He's going to do some stonework for me.
Big bump.
A big bump.
Big
and
bump.
So we're always doing shit like that. So I'm always thinking of new things. It doesn't help either that you guys and my buddies, we all have great ideas, and so we want to do them all, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, but that is my thing. You guys got something that you lean towards to keep you not thinking
you know what?
shitty thoughts, or what?
This has helped.
Yeah.
This here's helped,
Yeah.
the podcast? Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You know what? I think the beginning of COVID, like that first couple weeks, is like, especially the first week, it's like, this is great because you're all pent up from
you've
work
got a
every day.
holiday now, yeah.
And then because you think it's gonna be 2-3 weeks, right?
Yeah.
And then week 2, it's kind of like, okay, so now week 2 and 3, I'm going to do things around the house that I never had the chance to get around to.
Yeah.
And then it's like, now what? And you know what? I got lazy. I got lazy.
I
got
noticed that
tired.
myself. You start to procrastinate a lot longer.
Yeah, I really believe. I think I was getting depressed to a degree. Like
Absolutely.
it was becoming harder and harder. And then when this rolled out, it not only did give me something to look forward to, but it's like you said, your mind starts going, right? And you're investing in something again. There's a different purpose again.
Yeah.
And it's just a whole different vision, and it's great.
It is great.
Yeah.
I still struggle some days. I don't know what it is. I don't know if my again, because this is a new diagnosis for me, so medication could be a little off or whatnot, and I guess that's what I'll find. I got another on the 10th an appointment with my psychiatrist or psychologist, which is the one that prescribes you and diagnoses you. Which doctor is that?
Psychologist.
Psychologist?
Psychiatrist. I'm sorry.
Psychiatrist?
Psychiatrist.
That's the doctor one or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got an appointment with her on the 10th, and I'm assuming she'll kind of adjust my meds and stuff, but there's been days, man, where I don't want to do anything, and I feel so flippin' emotional. It's brutal. I'm like, I'll look in the mirror myself and say, "Listen here, you little bitch!" Like, get out of this slump.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if I start thinking about the podcast, I can start to kind of. But there's sometimes it's just hard to get out of.
You know what? I wake up. I feel like every day, so we've been called back to work, even though there's some restrictions to it. It's not like it was before COVID. So it's not like morning to they're not full days that way.
You used to travel like air flight and everything, right?
So right now there's no air travel. That's still restricted. But went back today and did a solid half day in a store, and it's hard. It was hard. It I was tired. Because my body's not.
You're not used to it.
It's not used to it. You wake up with a purpose and you get into this routine, and then my routine became nothing.
Melanie, my wife, decided she's gone back. She went back today, so she kind of was iffing and on, especially to I guess Brianna dealt with a potential COVID patient yesterday or the day before, or whatever it was. So Melanie, again, all of us were like, oh my God, she dealt with somebody that might have COVID. Mm-hmm. We're thinking, she's like, should I shut down again? Blah, blah, blah. So she called somebody else that's a nurse as well. And they're like, we won't, if we're in the hospital and we're doing protocol, she's not getting COVID, right? Because she's geared up. She's like 100%, you wouldn't get it, right? They're prepared now to deal with that. So she's like, you don't have to worry about that, because one of the nurses that she was talking to is also a client of hers. She needs daycare as well, right? She's like, it'd be the same thing. One of the other big questions, I guess, for people who are essential workers and nurses and doctors and stuff, if your wife is a doctor and your husband has to go to work, is he allowed to go to work? Because you're a doctor, you're dealing with it all the time, and then you come home and you're with him. And the answer is yes, you can, because they are prepared for it in the hospitals now, right?
Right.
Which was nice for me to hear, because it just shows like they're on the right track. And obviously,
peace of mind.
What's given me peace of mind is the fact that I know that they're starting to open up. So I have to have faith in my government, knowing the fact that if they're going to start opening up, we're almost hitting phase 3 now. We've hit. Oh, I hear the sighs. What's your thoughts?
No.
Well, there was 400 reported cases yesterday. New cases.
They're not new cases.
They are new cases. It's just that they're not new cases in the sense people are going in sick. It's just that so many more people are testing now. They're testing positive without the symptoms. So
because I heard today was the lowest we've ever had.
Which is what?
I'm not even following the numbers anymore.
The point is, with these big numbers that have the week before last, there were 600 in Ontario alone, not sick, but tested positive, which takes me to my whole point. I think Riley, I know we talked about this, and you're going to agree. We're going to phase 3. We're going to open up the bars and the restaurants and all these things again. Idiots. All these people that aren't presenting.
You don't like it? I'm shocked at you.
But they're not presenting with symptoms, but they're positive, which means all we're going to do is relaunch this thing, and we're going to just shut down again.
You think we'll do a shutdown again?
100%. I do.
I
think
figured
by the fall.
that too, and I even said it a couple of times that was my thought, and that was my worry about opening too soon. But do you think they're prepared for that?
I don't know that they opened too soon. I think the expectation put on the public by the government was not appropriate, meaning they said, hey, you know what? All you caged animals who are dying to get out and do something, here you go. These are all open. Everyone goes rushing. They weren't specific about these are the parameters for it. They never enforce it.
Who's the government?
There's no accountability.
They're the ones that can control that, can they not?
Well,
they sent us. They're opening everything back up.
You're right, but they're doing it with no accountability. There's,
When my dog wants to get out of his crate and I don't want him out of the crate, he doesn't get out.
right, but so if you're a restaurant owner and you open
I
up
know
your
they got
restaurant,
to be hurt, and I do feel for them.
yeah, they got to open, and I'm all for it.
I feel for them, but
you
we got to
can't-
do it the right way.
You
I
can't
understand
open the doors
that.
and let it have full capacity. You can't.
No,
do
I
it.
don't. I don't think they're doing full capacity.
You know what? But this is what they've
It's
been
gonna be
saying about
interesting.
all kinds of stuff. Look at the states. The states are going to allow fans at ball games,
In
My
which
God.
states? Not all states.
even if it was one.
Yeah, I don't know.
20,000
Yeah,
people.
but are
They-
the Americans allowed to cross their own state borders now, or does it depend on state
I don't know.
lines? Because isn't New York like they're the really a hot spot right now?
Yeah, so they're not going to be one of the hub cities for the sports coming back, but
Well, neither can Toronto. Toronto's pretty hot, aren't they?
they're
When it
saying
comes to
Toronto maybe they're not off the board, but if it's not going to be Toronto, they're saying Edmonton will be the one because
So
their
Edmonton and
infrastructure,
who?
their infrastructure is great. Edmonton in Canada, and
Got to be Vegas.
they're saying Vegas is probably the most probable, if not maybe Texas.
If I was going through all this crap right now and I was an NHLer and you told me I can go back to work
In
for the
Vegas?
next 2 months in Vegas,
Well, hold on a second.
oh, I know there's going to be stipulations. These guys are going to be locked down.
Locked down in a hotel.
fucking-
The hotel there connects to a practice arena and their actual arena. So they literally, there's no nightlife. Let's talk about Vegas.
Yeah, so let's close
casinos are open, wall to wall. People, you see the
They're not
picture?
open. Are they really?
They opened last week. It is a shit show, and they're saying reduced capacity. It's a sardine can. This is what I'm saying. They're saying, okay, here's the stipulations. You can
gambling?
open.
How are you getting to Vegas? So these are locals?
Are people driving? They're driving from Texas. They're driving from Arizona and California. Like I told you, remember when I said, hey,
People like to gamble, I guess,
if
man.
the Leafs said, hey, Scotiabank Arena is open for Game 7 tomorrow in the playoffs,
I already said this. We've talked about this. Not happening.
full house. But I'm saying it would
You
be a
think
full
it would
house.
be a full house?
And I know it because every time they go and they open something, whether it's a beach, a park, a casino, Woodbine, the racetrack opened up.
I just burped friggin' burger, so yeah. I know you guys can't smell it, but
No,
one can.
I got it. But
My bad.
our people keep
Riley,
proving,
you're lucky you're way over there.
I know. I'm trying to find us some
Riley.
coronavirus stats here.
Riley.
It was good.
But every time they open something,
Boom.
it's packed. It's packed.
Mm-hmm.
Show me one instance where it hasn't been so far. So why would a sporting event be different?
I don't know.
People, there's enough people that actually believe that it's over. It's not over, and this is what I'm
No,
saying.
I don't think they believe it's over.
that it's safe because
don't-
if they're opening it up, it means it's safe.
I don't think it'll ever be over.
No, it won't.
No,
I
I, think
think
it's gonna be
even-
part of the flu season.
I think maybe coronavirus, they can get a vaccination and, yes, kill it. But I think the repercussions of what has happened here now is we are going to live for years
sure.
and years and years to come. We're going to,
Do you believe there's going to be another type of pandemic?
it's inevitable.
Yeah, I was about to say that's pretty
exactly.
inevitable.
And would you say they'd be better prepared this time around when it
No,
happens?
fuck no. Not even maybe. No. There's no way they can possibly be ready now because they're still dealing with this one.
No,
They're-
I'm saying once we come to, say, in a year from now,
Oh, do they get
do,
prepared?
do you think
Yes.
we'll be better prepared, say,
Yes.
if we have another global pandemic, say,
Yes.
in 3 years?
I do.
Yep.
I think.
But I think the world's going to be different from now on and forever.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, shit. I can go out now and buy myself a Toronto Raptors mask, like a.
It's kind of cool, but
It is, and I'm probably gonna get one, but
What's that tell you? It tells you that these things aren't temporary.
no, it's not. No,
It's becoming an
Remember how
accessory.
we were
It's like a
talking
hat.
about getting stickers and stuff made up for the podcast and
Mm-hmm.
stuff? So I was looking on whatever that website is, and they've got masks,
oh shit.
and they're a business card company.
It just goes and speaks to the volumes. Like this is not for a
this
short
is-
time.
this
This
is
is
here
for
to
a
stay.
long.
So-
This is here for a long time.
It's here for a long time. So you know what the thing is we have to be. The only thing we can do is be as safe as we can possibly be, right? And move on with our lives. It's
This is true. We can't live in fear, but we need to live smart.
And today, well, you guys can see my attitude is a little more up. I'm not promising Friday it could be the same thing.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm learning. But hey,
One day at a time, baby.
Today's a good day.
One day at a time, baby.
Listen, man, we were talking earlier, and I don't even know if I should ask you this because I don't know. I got to ask you a question. Do you know, because Melanie had brought it up the last time, and I laughed because I never really noticed it before until she had brought it up. But there's a story behind it that I got to tell you after. Do you know that you have a slight lisp?
Me? No.
Never noticed.
No, it's never even brought to my attention.
Never.
Okay. You do.
Really?
You do.
Really?
And what's funny is a friend of ours who owns a car dealership in this area has a lisp as well. His is deep.
Okay.
Right? And he never, ever knew he had a lisp. And I mean, his is, you talk to him for 5 seconds and you can tell.
Is it certain words or?
Your S's. You have to ask Sabrina.
Okay.
Oh, you know
so
what?
Let's try some S words. Steelers.
It's there. Yes.
Super Bowl.
Maybe you just pronounce your S's a little.
Steelers and Super Bowl. It's kind of like, I don't know.
They don't go together.
They don't go together.
The fans will be, oh, why don't you point that?
No, I don't hear it, man. I don't hear it. I don't hear it at all.
Okay.
I don't hear it at all.
So yes, it's there a little bit.
Okay.
But anyway, this guy, he went his entire life, never ever knew. He's same thing. He's our age, and so what had happened? He had a commercial that he had recorded
for his dealership. Okay.
Now he's out in his car going for the day. His commercial comes on for the first time. He's listening to it, and he's, what the? So he goes home to his wife. Says, hon, do you know I have a lisp? And she goes, what? She goes, yeah? You didn't know? No, I didn't know I had a lisp. So he goes, he's calling his parents. He's talking to friends and family and everything, asking. So this guy has surrounded himself with people. Like, how do you, like, even as a kid, people would point that out, right? Mm-hmm. So he surrounded himself with people that would never ever mentioned it to him. He didn't even know. I'm like, Riley, have you ever heard yourself on the radio before?
Yeah, I've listened to myself when I went on.
Because I know I don't sound the same.
There.
Like in my head, when I'm just walking down the street, I don't sound the same as than when I'm listening to the podcast at a later time.
No, honestly, I sound.
Do you sound the same in your head?
No. No.
Yeah.
No.
What?
Like honestly, in my head, the way I think I sound, like when I'm talking here, and the way it comes out when I play it back, it sounds different.
You think you sound better?
No, I think I sound worse. I think it sounds better as I'm talking to you live. And I think when we hear it back.
Yeah, but the way you're hearing yourself now in your headphones would be the way you hear yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we big?
Well, no.
I am just fucking stunned. I have no idea what to say.
Ottawa's in Ontario. Listen. You just said to me, when I speak, the way it comes out of my earphones is the way I hear myself. My answer to that is yes. When I hear my voice in these, this is how I hear myself. Is that what you're asking me?
Okay, if you're talking every day,
hit the dough.
I don't even know where that is. Which one is that dough? I think it's
any button you hit right now will be applicable.
Okay.
Surprise us. That works.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Hey, there it is.
I thought I made sense. I obviously didn't make sense.
I was listening to that the whole time back here, and I'm going, "What in the fuck is he trying to explain?
What is Mick talking about?
Like, what the hell am I doing here?"
So you were as confused as I was.
Oh, dude,
well, as long as I have everybody on the same page, then I don't care. But Riley, you're over there cleaning your hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Breaking news. It's sports history time with Riley Stevens. Make sure you get prepared to be as bored as hell. Off to you, Riley.
Riley Stevenson.
Wow.
Riley Stevenson.
That's still very extra.
Yes, it is.
Especially for this boring shit.
Come on, what do you got, kid?
All right, we have, you know what? Hold on here. In 2001, Ray Bourque plays his final NHL game of his career.
And what a career it was.
Absolutely incredible.
That it was. Ray Bourque was exactly that. Absolutely incredible. So, French Open men's tennis, Rafael Nadal equals Bjorn Borg's open-era record of 4 consecutive French titles and outclasses Roger Federer 6-1, 6-3, and 6-0. That is complete fucking tennis domination. I'm not going to lie.
Yes, it is.
That is complete tennis domination.
I don't really... I don't remember the last time I watched a tennis match.
It's
But
intense.
Did you hear what I said, though?
Yeah, it gets
I
real
was
intense.
correct. Tennis match, right?
Match.
Tennis
Some
match.
people would say a tennis game.
No, it's a match.
I know. It's a match.
It is a match.
In 2013, French Open women's tennis, Serena Williams wins her second French title, beats out defending champion Maria Sharapova of Russia 6-4 and 6-4.
Oh, wasn't she the blonde?
That's a big game.
She's a beautiful lady.
That's a big act. That's a big final.
That's a big final.
That is a big final.
But so's Nadal and Federer.
I don't know who that is.
The
Number 1 and 2 in the world.
2013 NHL Western Conference Finals, the Chicago Blackhawks beat the LA Kings 4-1, and I think they win the Stanley Cup that year too.
Yes, they do.
Of course.
Jonathan Quick.
Oh, it was Quick.
Quick and Crawford. That's what those two
Was
teams
it,
were dominating.
Quick and Crawford was in the other net,
Yeah,
but
Crawford was the other
who
net.
was the backup goalie for Quick?
Oh God.
Bernier.
Yeah.
Idiot. I'm just kidding. In 2015, the MLB draft, Vanderbilt shortstop Dansby Swanson was picked first overall by the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he's pretty sick. Swanson's pretty gross.
Yep.
In 2018, the NBA Finals, the Golden State Warriors win their third title in 4 years with a 108-85 win over the Cleveland Cavaliers.
What the hell? That doesn't make me feel bad anymore. I used to
KD
hate
was
on them.
MVP.
Oh, speaking of Kevin Durant,
And that's
did
it.
you know Kevin Durant wanted to be drafted to the Toronto Raptors?
Good.
That was his first choice.
I wanted Steph Curry to come and fulfill his dad's dream.
I heard that probably 2 years before we made the final. So I guess 3 years ago now, that when his contract ended, he wanted to come to Toronto.
Yeah.
And that was something that they were going to try and make happen. Because
Yeah.
we had the money at the time. There was no Kawhi. Like, the money was there,
Yeah, we could have got him.
right? But
And he would've came. I didn't know that.
As things turned out, it was what it
yeah,
was.
KD wanted to be the man, but Kawhi ended up being the man, and he fulfilled the living hell out of that.
Yes,
so
he did. But I'd take KD now.
I would take KD. I would take KD 2 years ago,
you
5
know-
years ago.
Do you know how I came across that little tidbit? I was watching another Netflix shout out to the Carter Effect. Vince Carter story.
I heard that's good.
What?
Yeah, it's friggin' awesome.
They have a documentary of Vince Carter.
Yeah, it's all about him in Toronto and his career. And
Okay, I'm gonna go
it's
home and watch that after.
Freaking awesome! I love.
That's sick.
I love Vince Carter.
I had a Vince Carter Raptors jersey, like the purple and white one growing up.
Yeah, I have that now.
Oh yeah.
I had actually looked down to see which one I was wearing. This is the Jerome Bettis jersey I've
The
got on
bus.
tonight. The bus. Now, Jerome Bettis might be my all-time favorite Steeler.
The bus.
Yeah.
The short bus? Or the big bus?
He's you tell Jerome the short bus, okay? Yeah.
You know what?
See how well that one works out.
Hold on.
And
Let me
he's
be clear.
still in shape. He'll
I
still
don't-
run through.
I don't say the short bus in the derogatory way as people usually refer to.
Okay.
But Jerome Bettis, it was a short man.
Oh, he
Like
was a short man,
brick
yeah.
shithouse.
And
But
like chunky. But
oh my God. Carry guys on his back.
Legs is all about the legs.
The legs feed the wolf.
He would just well, that's why they call him a bus. You just run through
The
people.
legs
Oh, yeah.
feed the wolf.
Yeah. I was actually looking at a couple of photos from the Detroit Super Bowl win of his last game because that was home. Like, he's from Detroit, right? So
wow.
his final Super Bowl, it was when he called it quits, and it just kind of brought a tear to my eye.
The only other back I can possibly think of, other than specialty for like fullback guys like Mike Allstott of the past and stuff, but I'm talking about like an everyday back that could do what Bettis did, like literally
There's
bowl
nobody
through
there
guys
now.
and carry guys on their back. No, that's not true. Marshawn Lynch could do that.
Easily. Marshawn Lynch
kind
could
of power.
easily do that.
Yeah.
But he's the only other
Agreed.
back that could do that kind of, like, if he would scare. He's more scary than a linebacker coming at you. These guys would run you right over.
I got a question about Marshawn Lynch. How much do you think Marshawn Lynch hates the Patriots?
I don't think he does.
No, I don't think he does.
I think he hates Pete Carroll.
Amen.
I would hate Pete Carroll.
I
myself.
second that. I second the hell out of
Pete
that.
Carroll took the ball out of his hands.
Yep.
There was if they stacked
That was ridiculous.
their whole line going after Lynch on that last play, the whole Patriot defense could not stop him from getting that half yard.
Absolutely no.
Nobody
not a chance.
could. Nothing.
I
Not a chance.
think everybody who watched that Super Bowl agrees.
I was stunned.
Because
I was stunned.
come on, you have to admit yourself as a Tom Brady fan, if that play was ran,
You wouldn't care.
But here's
Tom Brady loses one ring.
yes, and here's the thing. It
I
wasn't
guess
for-
you can't say guarantee, but
no,
I would say a 75%
no
chance.
more 99.9.
90,
Oh,
yeah.
really?
It's not even fourth down. I believe they still it was
It was second and something.
So they still had 3 chances to go half a yard with Marshawn Lynch, even if they didn't make it on the first. Believe me, second or third, he's getting the half a yard,
Do
and
you
they win
think
the
Pete
Super
Carroll
Bowl.
does that to say I'm the coach?
Yeah,
and I
100%.
want this-
You know,
I want
honestly,
this to be
100%. Pete
about
Carroll
me
looks like
now?
that kind of guy.
Yep.
I don't know him obviously from the home ground, but he looks like that kind of guy.
He still works for Seattle Seahawks.
Yep.
Should.
Why?
Why? Because he was coming off a Super Bowl,
So
should have been back to back, and to be quite honest, when you go look at the coaching pool. Who are you going to replace? Like, take that. If you take that one play away,
Theoretically,
if they give the ball to Marshawn, they win the Super Bowl. Pete Carroll is a legend in Seattle.
Oh yeah,
So
beat Brady.
take that one play away. Just give him the mulligan. He's still a great coach. He really is.
do
He's
you
done great
think
stuff.
after that game he gets called into the office and he's thrown every name at the book?
Oh yeah,
Like they are just
it wasn't.
cursing
It
him?
wasn't good. It was bad.
I'm sure they almost fired him.
I think so, but I think again it came down to who are we going to put in the spot. We still have a team that can contend for Super Bowls for the next few years.
Okay, yeah,
who are
but-
we going to bring into the mix that's going to make sure
Him
that
and
still
Wilson
happens?
have a strong
he's
connection.
still there. How many years ago was that?
I know that was a bit ago. That
Yeah,
was a bit ago.
He's still there.
I don't.
But
get
even
every
still,
time
that
I
shows you
watch
how
a
weak
game
the
and I
crop
see
is.
him coaching. I'm like, I go back. I go back to
I
that
instantly
moment,
think of
man.
that,
I'm
too.
like, how is he still the coach of the same team?
Who's going to hire him after? Because I'm not going to
you
lie,
said,
I don't want
great
anything
coach
to
or
do
not.
with him.
That's like we could talk about Mike Babcock. Same thing, right? Well, not the same, but
Yeah.
great coach. But who's gonna? I don't know. Whatever. I just think he shouldn't play, or he should be the coach of
I
that
think
team.
you also remember Seattle when they plucked him back from, because he was in the NFL and then he went to college on a huge deal with USC. Seattle pulled him from USC for ridiculous money. So they're in bed with him for big bucks. So at this point they're saying, do we pay him, a great coach, do we pay him out to get rid of him because he made one bad call? Yes, it cost us a Super Bowl. And then
That's a pretty big call when it comes to the NFL.
It's a huge call. But listen, ever since then, he's taken a team that's really been on a decline and he's kept them relevant.
Pretty much.
Right? Other than
So was Russell Wilson.
yeah.
Holy fuck.
Russell, I got news for you. Russell, I think this is his last year as a Seahawk.
What an athlete,
Russell
though.
Wilson's last year as a Seahawk.
Yep.
What an
Think so?
athlete.
I think so.
I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think Russell's happy.
See.
I wouldn't be too
do
happy
we
if
got here?
But he's got a ring. He's got a
Yes,
ring.
he's got a ring.
yeah, I guess
That's
so.
No matter what happens, he's got a ring.
For sure. I don't have a ring.
No.
No. I'd like a replica. That'd be cool.
I would like a ring.
Oh, you can get those. They're all over online. They're nice.
I've got notes here, right?
Yeah, I see that.
And I don't know, you guys can see online too that they're all over the place in my hand.
This is just great to watch them back here.
I've got one here that says, because this is where my mind is, right? I must have wrote this down when I was baked. Alec Baldwin. That's all. That's all it says. Alec Baldwin. That's it. Period.
Holy shit.
I have no idea why I wanted to mention him.
Holy
I do know
shit.
why. Oh, so the other day, Blackout Tuesday,
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin post because he runs a podcast as well, but he posted a picture of Woody Allen, and he's having him on the show talking about how great of a man he is and shit, and people went ballistic,
Bad choice.
especially on that day, right?
Wow.
You know what?
I was just dumbfounded. Like,
It ceases to amaze me that celebrities make such bad choices based on the fact that they're celebrities. They think, I can do it. I can get away with it. It's okay.
but I was just Alec Baldwin he's a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand his logic with the Woody Allen thing. Like, Riley, do you know who Woody Allen is?
No clue who you guys are talking about. Politics is like, or whatever
Politics.
you guys are. Whatever. Yeah, this sounds like politics. I heard Democrat, and I'm like, okay, I'm out.
Okay.
My Democratic, whatever you want to call it, opinion is like irrelevant as whatever anything else I say.
Woody Allen is as controversial as they've ever come. Like, this is a guy.
Shit.
He's
R. Kelly.
Even worse. This guy, it was the babysitter or
so he married his daughter, his stepdaughter.
Yeah, his stepdaughter.
What?
That he raised from a baby.
And this is an old guy. He's like an old man. Yeah. Okay, Google Woody Allen so you can get a look at this guy.
Riley, you can do that.
Oh yeah, Woody Allen. Oh buddy, talk about a shit
I don't know
show.
If I want to.
So he posts this picture of Woody Allen, and I'm just scrolling like most people do on their or their Instagram or whatever, you're on your phone, right? Just scrolling through, and I see a picture of Woody Allen. I'm like, what the? And I'm like, Alec, because I follow Alec Baldwin too, and I'm like. And then I start reading it, and I'm like, oh, dude, that's not probably a good idea. And then I'm starting to read the comments. They're like, they're ready to torch this man.
Oh, yeah.
So he did apologize the next day.
Have to.
Saying I don't know. How could you be that naive to, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, Alec Baldwin is not a dumb man. He's a smart man.
But again.
He's in every bloody show, every movie. He's like the white version of Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
He's done it all.
He is.
He's done Saturday Night Live. He's been in everything. He's been in big drama series. He's been in movies. He's done it all.
He's great.
And I like him.
Yep.
But he
30
also
Rock.
has
30 Rock from, what's that bloody show?
something.
New York, the New York one. They're in New York.
No clue, man.
Oh, with Tina Fey.
Yeah. 30 Rock. No.
Is
Damn
this
it.
before
Is it
my
30
time?
Rock?
It's 30 Rock.
30 Rock, yeah.
It's 30
Is
Rock.
this before my time?
30 Rockefeller Place.
Not
yeah.
really.
But no, it's
You're
a
just
few years
a
back.
baby.
But again, he's got a bit of a god complex.
Yeah.
So he can put something like that on. Think
I can see
I'm
it.
not going to
Because
get.
he
I'm
is
not.
a-
It's not going to blow back
He's a
on me
pretty
hard.
boy too, right?
Yeah, and when
Yeah.
it does, I'm going to apologize, and that's it. Everything's going to be right.
Do you know who does have a god effect like that?
Who,
Chuck
you?
Norris.
Oh,
Okay. listen.
Chuck is allowed
Listen.
to have a god complex.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Listen, nothing gets done or said without Chuck Norris knowing. Okay?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, he totally knew we just talked about it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Let me say,
We love you, Chuck.
we love you, Chuck.
Yes, we do.
And if either one of you bimbos can get Chuck on this show,
Why are we bimbos?
I will pay
At least it's not
$1,000.
sexist, right?
Hear it now. I will pay $1,000.
All right, Chuck, I'll give you the $1,000.
Yeah, Chuck.
$1,000
Yeah.
to any charity of Chuck's choice to
All right,
just be
okay.
with us on this show.
All right. We
But
heard
we're
it.
talking about Chuck.
It's got to be Chuck
It's
Norris.
got to be Chuck Norris.
Like
It's got to happen.
And okay, we're not talking. If I can get him on like Skype or Spotify or Facebook Messenger or on the phone, that counts.
if he is on our podcast and he does 15 minutes or more with us, it counts. I don't care if it's by phone only, it counts. If he has a conversation with us, a verbal conversation with us, a phone in, whatever,
Okay.
it counts.
All right.
Like here's where Chuck is in the family tree.
He is
It
the
would
tree.
be bigger than say having Terry Bradshaw come on the show.
Shit.
He's
Do you know what Terry Bradshaw is to me?
Yeah, but this is the Grand Poobah. Okay, we're talking about
He's the Grand Poobah.
He's the Grand
of all
Poobah
Terry
of all
Bradshaw's
of
and Jerome
everybody.
Bettis's, and
Is there anybody on this earth?
that doesn't know who Chuck Norris is,
Not only that,
or that doesn't pray to Chuck Norris.
he's the baddest.
bow down
He's
to
the
Chuck.
baddest ass that walked
He
the
is
face
such
of
a
this earth.
badass. What made Chuck Norris a badass?
I heard he
What
can
was it
walk on
about
water.
him?
I heard he could walk on water.
Like, he's this ginger white guy. who can do
Everything.
Sensitive.
Everything.
karate.
Oh, he's an incredible martial artist. But you ever see him with a gun?
Yeah,
Delta Force,
Texas Ranger.
Texas Ranger.
That's it, man.
He's
the bomb.
like. Even
I
Clint
used to
Eastwood
love when
would be in
him
trouble.
and Mr. T used to get together. That's a show.
Was that the?
I am going to.
That's like
I'm
the
going to
18.
hound that guy. He'll say, you know what? I'll give you $1,000 just to leave me alone.
Do you know if you take all the badass actors, like action actors,
We'd have one.
the godfather of action heroes is Chuck Norris. He's the baddest ass of them all.
No, I think he's he's the kung fu. He's always been the kung fu guy.
But look at
I
the Delta
think
Force
of,
and stuff.
Of,
It's all machine guns.
Action heroes as Arnold, Bruce Willis, but the main one is who's that? The worst one. He's a cop now.
He's a cop.
Yeah, ponytail.
Oh, Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal, yeah, like he's him. He was in every. When I was a kid,
know.
he was in every action movie, and I think he's still in all of them now. Like,
Yeah, he's put on some weight. He's done all kinds.
he's
of
actually
different
doing
things.
a cop too.
Yeah,
Like, if you've ever seen some of his
he
episodes,
was
he's a
actually
lot slower.
He was actually
You just
a
do
black
this.
beret or a green beret. He was a beret.
I think he's done everything. He's
but Chuck is. I'm telling you, he's in an elite league. He just is.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
just is. God bless you, Chuck. We love you.
we love Chuck.
Yes, we love Chuck Norris.
Chuck.
Oh,
And if
you
we
know what?
didn't, we'd say we did anyways, just out of fear
I'm gonna try and set these up in order.
that he'd find us.
You think this might work for me better if I do them in order?
Whatever floats your goat, man.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, last Friday you weren't here, Nolan.
Mm-hmm.
I missed you, buddy.
I missed you guys.
Yeah, I was a little upset that I had to sit in your spot.
I was a little upset that I had to look at you.
Wow. Wow. I could barely see you anyways with my shades on. I was getting rid of all my haters.
You're getting rid of all your. Oh yeah, your shades. I can't believe you wore those.
Dude,
I noticed that.
are you kidding?
What was with those shades?
If I lifted my shades up for 1 second, my eyes would have been closed. I talked to you for at least solid 75% of that podcast with my eyes shut.
I wouldn't have told. I didn't know that you were that stoned. If I knew that. So, but you're not smoking anything right now, right?
No. God, no, not today. Not
So,
today.
yeah,
No, not today.
that's good. Speaking of all those weird guys, I watched the Surviving R. Kelly docu-series.
Fucking
Have
guy.
any of you seen this?
No, I'm not gonna lie. The Jeffrey Epstein thing scared the shit out of me and creeped me right out. I have no interest in watching any of that shit anymore.
So Bruce Kelly is R. Kelly's brother, and he's behind bars, and he's so this is what I wrote here. So this man, he's R. Kelly's brother, and he's in prison right now. They interviewed him for the show. So they interview him, and he's wearing his gear or whatever. And so he's at Cook County in Chicago right now on theft, burglary, possession of controlled substance. And he does have bail for $100,000 that no one will put bail up for him. But anyway, they said that's just the low end of the charges. And he was supposed to have another court date next month and stuff. But the reason I'm bringing him up is because you know what happened with the R. Kelly thing, right? Riley, are you familiar with that?
I think underage people are involved. I think.
Okay, so R. Kelly, he was a very famous singer, and his music is still iconic. People know, if you hear it, you know it. He's done the "I Believe I Can Fly," mega star, especially back in the '90s when you and I were kids.
Yep.
Big stars. So he preyed on, and he claims innocence to this day, but there's video tapes, which is horrific. And he would have sex with these, didn't matter if they were 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, but he only did it to black young kids.
Oh my god.
He's still not behind bars, and this is another issue that people are talking about right now, especially with everything that's going on with the Black Lives Matter thing, with this R. Kelly thing. They're saying, and it's probably true, which is sad to say, it's probably true, But if they were white girls, he'd probably be behind bars.
I'm not going to disagree.
His brother is in jail, and his brother, I got to read you his statement, which is so weird. So Bruce says in the documentary series, Robert likes younger women. You have people who have fetishes about different things. I like older women. Go figure, you know? But that's just a preference. So what's the big deal with what's my brother? What's the problem?
It's fucking illegal.
I'm thinking, dude, you're behind bars. Maybe you should probably stay there too.
Like what?
I mean, he did go out of the way to tell us he did like older women.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. They're not children.
But it just goes to show that how much people don't think before they talk.
I'm guilty. I will be the first person to tell you I am guilty as all shit.
We all have
About
done that. We all have done that.
I've probably ruined a lot of good things from speaking before I think. I'm dead serious.
Dude, we've all done that. Whether it be, you know what, whether it be in relationships, with friends, family, loved ones, teachers, coworkers, whatever. We've all said something stupid. Shit, man. If I had to be, if you guys had to, how do I put this? That's sounding stupid. If I had to be liable for everything that I guess, honestly, that's going to sound, yes, I need to be accountable for everything that I have said and done in the past. I do understand that.
Yeah.
What pisses me off the most is when people say that people can't change.
That's a load of shit. In my opinion, that's a load of shit.
I disagree with that.
That hurts me to the core.
Yeah. Oh, it kills me.
No matter what your downfall, your crime, I don't care what. It's not easy to change.
No,
and
it is
sometimes
not.
it's easier than
it's an
for
absolute
others,
journey.
But everybody is capable, I believe, of change.
I do. Everybody is capable.
But you've got to
change.
do the work, and it's a question of will they
Yeah.
do the work. But it's possible.
Yeah.
I don't buy into this. You know what? You are what you are. I don't. I just know it.
You are what you are yourself, but you can also make yourself better. You can better. You're allowed
that's
to.
the thing. I think
put
if
in the
you
work.
educate yourself,
Exactly.
and you want to learn to grow, you're going to grow.
Exactly.
I'm telling you,
And
man.
it's just going to come naturally.
The man that I am today is not the man I was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe even less than that. I've had a long journey, and I had so much hate in me. And again, it's because I just wasn't medicated. My brain's not working correctly, but I didn't know this. But
Yeah.
it's still there's shit that I've said. I was out here. I was talking to Dustin the other day about George Floyd again, and this is still a big issue that's still going on, and it's going to be a big issue for a long time to come. And Dustin's standing there, and we're talking about it, and I start to break down. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I've got to apologize to you for some of the language and some of the things that I have said in my past that can potentially have hurt you and hurt people that you love because of my ignorance and bigotry and shit like that. Because I didn't want to grow, or I didn't want to learn. And on top of that, and I don't want to use the fact that I wasn't on medication as an excuse or whatnot. It just broke me to know that person, that's somebody that I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, now in my life, I've kind of learned you kind of got to push things aside.
Yeah.
Love one another.
Yep.
Stop hating. Hate gets you nowhere.
No.
You know, the only person that hate hurt was myself.
Yeah.
Because there's times where I could be built up so much, and I say I've got so much hate for you, and I want to beat you, man. You don't even know it. I've got all this crap going on inside of me.
Mm-hmm.
The other person doesn't have a friggin' clue. I'm not hurting them at all.
No.
So the only one that's
Life's beautiful
hurting,
for them.
Yeah.
You're stewing.
I'm the one that's friggin' having a shitty day because of my own stupidity.
Yep.
But you know what? We learn, we grow, we get. Riley, I promise you, man, as much as you think you know now, in another 20 years, you'll know even. You're on the right track, though. The kids learn a little better this time.
It's like you hear people say, "Oh, they've ruined my day." they haven't ruined your day. They may have done something to upset you, but what your day is going to look like going forward, that's up to you.
Thanks, brother.
How you deal with it, that's up to you, right? So you could say something here that pisses me right off, and I may have every right to be mad, and I'm mad at you, Mick. But if I decide to carry that around and it screws up the rest of my day or my night, and I lose sleep over it, that's on me.
Yeah,
not on you.
So how about we make a commitment to each other, boys? How about if there's...
I'm not hugging Riley.
I'm not hugging Riley either, especially during COVID season. Let's make a commitment to each other. Because you know what, we're bound to get closer during this journey that we're doing. We be upfront and honest with each other at all times. That's the only way this thing is going to work, right?
Absolutely.
We are not. I'm going to tell you now. We are not going to agree on everything when it comes to the show.
Nope.
But we'll do it and we'll get by. And I'm the boss.
Sure.
We are in this together, and I'm having a blast. You boys?
Man. Yeah, this is great.
I think it's been great. So
this is awesome.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
It has been.
Yeah.
Our future. I'm looking forward to it.
I am looking forward to it. I'm talking with my son Dustin and Quinn quite a bit, and it's funny because they have a podcast as well, Just Guys Being Dudes. A little shout out to those boys, and that's
free bump, boys. You're welcome.
Yep, and that's for them.
Again,
we are associated with them with the GBD Media, and they've helped us out. So I'd love to have them on again. And I think Quinn had actually mentioned it the other day, or Dustin had mentioned it to me that Quinn would like to have the three of us on shortly.
Yes,
as well.
Quinn's actually mentioned that to me.
He's mentioned it to you as well. Has. So, so they're doing pretty good over there. But it's funny because Riley and Dustin are very close. They're close buddies, right?
Yep.
So now with the two podcasts going, they're always... You know what? My podcast is doing this. My podcast, and Dustin will be like, you know what? Come talk to me when you got a sponsorship, bitch.
yeah, some shit like that. It's hilarious.
I'm like, listen, dude, you got the guy to give you hot sauce. Kiss my ass. Right? But no, it's awesome.
It's
so
cool.
You know what? We're doing this for fun, and that's all we can do, right?
And that's it. Like, you know what? I know you started out. It was very personal for you, Mick.
Yeah.
And it turned into, you know what? If I can help one person out there, this is all worth it. And for you, it was therapeutic. And, Riley and I kind of came on, and it's taking a life of its own, but the vision still hasn't changed.
It's growing legs.
It's growing legs, right? But still, I mean, regardless of what we talk about, whether it is mental health or sports or world issues, whatever the case is, or we have a guest on, there's just something out there for everybody. And you know what? If somebody someone gets something out of it, then you know what? It was worth it. It was worth it. Because I know I get something out of it every time we
I know what you're getting out of it.
A hug from Riley?
Spicy burps from me.
It's killing me, buddy. You're killing me today.
It's like so bad, too. And I love the fact that this is high def because he's going to throw up any second.
Oh. I've just been sucking it
I
up.
wish I had that one. There's a nasty, but that's nasty.
Oh.
That's nasty. Well, I think we've had a pretty good night here, boys.
It was a good go.
You guys gonna miss me now over the next few days? I think I'm gonna miss you, boys.
Yeah, I might miss you guys.
The weekend goes quick, but now this Monday to the Friday, it's a
stretch.
It's a stretch. So, but yeah, it's been real, boys.
It's been real.
You guys got anything to plug at all?
No. Just your butt and your mouth. That was coming out of there, buddy. Your plumbing is wrong.
Who we have coming on Friday, Mike? Who we got coming on Friday?
Ian Sirotto is coming on Friday.
Yuck Yucks.
Yuck Yuck. He's been from Yuck Yucks.
Nice.
He's been all over Canada and the U.S. I think the U.S. I'm pretty sure the U.S. as well. But he's open for some pretty big comics. We'll be talking to him on Friday, so make sure you join us.
Awesome.
All right, everybody.
Be well. Take care of yourselves.
Take care, everyone.
If you're listening, make sure you like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Hey, at Mental Case Dads. Again, that's at Mental Case Dads, and you can find that at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Ciao.